I'm Song Haijun, Deputy Director General of Guangxi Foreign Affairs from China. My colleagues and I are very happy to visit Montana, the great state of the Great West. So I'm happy to be here.
Hi. Hey,
Hi.
I'm Lan, and from Beihai. I'm director of Beihai Foreign Affairs Office. Beihai is a very beautiful coastal city with a population of 1.69 million people. So welcome to Beihai.
Yeah. Well, welcome to you both. We're privileged to have you in our state, in this capital, and on this television program, which is intended to just inform the general public about the special relationship Montana has with Guangxi province. And we're going to talk a little bit about how that came to pass, what it means to you on your side of the ocean. And you mentioned the coastal city. We all wish we had one. So knowing we have a sister state in China, it borders the ocean and has a great river, that's a great attraction. We like the arrangement. We just need to get there and see it for ourselves. So thank you very much. I know you're here on official business, so we have a pre-prepared assembly of questions, not very many, and we'll go through those. And I'll start with the first one. And please answer these as you wish.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to me who goes first. It probably matters to you.
I'm honored.
Yeah. So the first question is, I guess it's for you, Song. Do you regard the Montana-Guangxi sister state partnership as a significant and meaningful arrangement?
Yes, I do. Because this year is the 16th anniversary of Guangxi and Montana sister provinces relationship. As most of you knows, Guangxi is one of the 5 autonomous regions in China. We call our full name is Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. The Zhuang people is the second largest ethnic group in China, except for Han. It takes 1/3 of the total of our population in Guangxi. We have a total population of 54 million, so the Zhuang people takes almost 20 million.
Yeah.
And it is a very vast area, both coastal and mountainous. We have 3 cities in the coastal areas, Beihai, Qinzhou, and Fangchenggang. And also Guangxi is very mountainous. We have a great forest coverage of 63%, ranks number 3 in China. So we have clean water, clean air, beautiful trees, and also we are a big agriculture and forestry in China. We are the largest wood producer and sugarcane producer in China. It takes 2/3 of the total. Here in Montana, we see you have vast area of land, beautiful mountains, beautiful rivers, and very friendly people. Last year, Governor Steve Bullock
Yes.
and your ambassador Bokas visited Guangxi at the 15th anniversary of our sister relationships. Governor Chen Wu from Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region and Governor Bullock attended the inauguration of the Friendship Wall of the 15th anniversary commemoration. And it sees the following all the years, the 2 sides' friendship relations. Guangxi is a very harmonious community, just like Montana. And quite a few of our people have stayed months studying here in your colleges, universities, and institutes. It deepens the understanding and better knowledge of the 2-side people. So I think the people-to-people relationship is very important. In Guangxi, many citizens and officials knows Montana very well. And I believe Guangxi is not so strange to your citizens. And I hope all of your citizens will get a chance to visit Guangxi, to visit China.
Well, thank you for that vivid and thorough description of your province and the people in it. It certainly is alluring. We want to make sure more and more Montanans know more and more about Guangxi. You know more about us than we know about you, and we want to remedy that situation.
Thank you. And I will give room to Mr. Lan to
Certainly.
Well, thank you. And I think this partnership can not only promote mutual exchanges and cooperation, right, but also it can also bring new opportunities to both sides. Because Guangxi and Montana has much in common, just like agriculture, tourism, education, and some the other things, right?
Yeah.
So this partnership is of great significance, importance to both sides, to know each other, right? To try to find more opportunity to develop economy, culture, and education. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'll fire one more question right back at you. What aspect of the partnership is of particular importance to you in your coastal city?
All right, just in Beihai, Beihai is the developing city. It's developing a coastal city. So I think and the priority just for this partnership to exchange, right, is education exchange, right? Especially exchange of students, exchange of faculty. We have some colleges and also vocational technical, right, colleges in Beihai. So we would like to have more opportunities to send more students and faculty to Montana to improve their language, the experiences, right, and something else. And the other thing is, I think, culture exchange. We can do lots of things, right, in culture exchanges. Like we can arrange some activities for the citizens of both sides, right, to do their things. The purpose of this arrangement is to make the people of both sides know each other well, right? This is very important. Only when people know each other well, they can do lots of things, maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, I just want to compliment you both on your English language skills. I'm sorry to say I can't reciprocate. I know nothing about your language yet, but I'll be working on that.
Right.
It's magnificent. You've kind of answered this question already. Do many people and communities in Guangxi know about Montana and the relationship? You've pretty much spelled that out. That yes, indeed, and it's interesting to find out about the wall that you described that the governor visited.
Yes, a lot of
celebrated.
visitors.
Yeah. So let's go to the next one. What specific items or activities are worthy of concerted efforts and investments of time and energy going forward?
Okay, in this sense, I quite agree with Mr. Lan. Guangxi and Montana, in my opinion, shares a lot in common. We have, both of us have multiculturalism. Just now in your ballroom, on the second floor, Katie introduced your multiculturalism, multi-ethnic groups, flags of different tribes,
Yeah.
and also you have representatives in your legislature for these tribes. Same case in Guangxi, we have 12 ethnic groups, generation by generation, living very friendly side by side with each other. So Guangxi is a very harmonious and happy community. And also, we have both sides have needs to strengthen our ties in personnel training and education. Just mentioned, My colleague, Ms. Du, and quite a few of our other officials have spent months here to study in your colleges and universities. And we treasure the experience of your education. You have a sound system of the advanced learning and very high grades of citizens' quality of education. And Guangxi, as one of the 5 autonomous regions in China, we have a great desire to upgrade the quality of our citizens, especially in the field of education. And also, Guangxi launches quite a few campaigns, both in the area of tourism and in industries, agriculture, forestry, and fishery. We need a great number of qualified workers and professionals to upgrade our industries. So we have a great space in that area. Also, both us are very important in the agricultural structure in both countries. And we are trying to get an ecological way to develop our agriculture and forestry. We dream to keep the clean water cleaner, clean air cleaner, and get our people happy. Thank you.
You know, with everything you say, it's resonating with, you're right, we have so much in common because all of the things you just outlined are priorities right here in Montana as well. So, you know, it's a good place to start. We both have the same goals and ambitions and needs.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned Ms. Du, who's not with us at the table at the moment, but thanks to her, what I do know about Guangxi, I learned from her when she was here in Montana. So I have some background knowledge about your ethnic groups and the harmonious relationships among them. So she was an excellent ambassador then, and probably still is now. So my compliments to
So I
your
believe
team.
all this deserves common efforts and our working together in the future.
Yeah, thank you. We'll keep marching on here. We have a few more questions. And all of these, you know, are coming along just as I'd hoped they would. You're answering the questions before I even ask them. But we're looking for your advice for our side. In other words, what areas of mutual interest would you recommend we focus on here in Montana to strengthen these ties and build relationships? To a certain degree, you've already spelled that out, but if you'd like to add any kind of special emphasis that you would give as friendly advice to your friends here in Montana, what we might concentrate on first.
You first or me?
You, of course, you're the boss, right?
So in the area of tourism, like just now, Governor Bullock suggested, you have beautiful tourist sites, world-class, glaciers, Yellowstone, and Rushmore. People all over the world admire that. But you have a small population, a great demand for travelers. We have a huge population. And of course, we have very nice tourist sites like Beihai, the world-class Silver Beach, and the Guilin, Lijiang River is also world-class. But we have a too huge a population. So I think we're trying to get a sustainable way to develop our tourism. And we should learn your model, your way to control a better standard, both sustainable to the tourist sites and friendly to the travelers. And I think we can cooperate in this area. We will try to get the institutions of tourism and authorities to work together to introduce our travelers to travel Montana, Yellowstone, and your beautiful sites. And also, we hope to attract your travelers to go to Guangxi, to know better of our home, and get better understandings side to side. And also, another area I think in the future to going together is agriculture. Guangxi is experiencing, we call it the industrialization of agriculture, because we have a great production of agricultural products like the sugar cane, wood, silkworm, cassava, vegetables, and fresh fruits. We need to transport all these to the Pearl Delta, Hong Kong, and Macau, and the Yangtze River cities. But we need better logistics and transportation. And all this, you have a very sound system. Yesterday, we were staying in Alberta, Canada, and met with the Calgary Economic Development. And the lady there introduced that both Alberta and Montana are distribution hubs in North America of both in transportation and in terms of logistics. And I think we have already put great emphasis on logistics to strengthen and to upgrade our industries and procession in the agricultural area.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Just as an aside, you mentioned the silkworm production or cultivation in Guangxi. As just an historical fact, way in the early part of the 20th century, silk products and silkworms were transported all the way across the United States, of course originating in China, by rail. And the Northern Tier Railroad that you would have crossed on your way from Alberta was called the Silk Road because it transported all these fine fabrics all the way to New York City, you know, to the wealthy people who lived in New York. That was news to me when I found that out. It's kind of just a strange fact of our history.
Yes, you bet. Now in China, we are almost every Chinese know the Silk Road. We are trying to build a Silk Road economic zone,
Yeah.
including China, Asia, Asia Pacific, and the United States. It's a win-win game. And also, in Guangxi, we are more familiar with the 21st Marine Silk Road. So we are trying to expand the concept of Silk Road, both by land and by sea.
Yeah.
And I think that is very important to both China and to the United States, to the region and to Asia Pacific, and to the world.
Yeah. And it has a nice ring to it. Silk Road, you know, it just sounds good.
You
Very
bet.
positive.
You bet.
Well, I'm going to move on to the next question here. We may be running short of time. I should tell you that we, and I'm speaking for my little company, Helena Civic Television, you know, we're a private, nonprofit, public television, non-commercial, and we have great aspirations. We're very small, but we're ambitious. We want to make a video for public television about the relationship and present that to our statewide audience on a network. So this is a very practical question. And I'm thinking about it next year, calendar year 2016, perhaps. What would be the best time of year to visit Guangxi to be able to experience all the things you've described? I mean, go to visit educational institutions, agricultural production, the coast, the beach. What would be the best time of year in terms of climate and availability of people, you know, to work with us? Be just a small group of people going over.
Okay, I will speak first, but he will be finally right.
Okay.
Yeah, in Guangxi, I think the best traveling season will be March and November.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Since we have staying here for overnight, and I think the weather is quite different between Guangxi and Montana. Here is clear and dry, and but this season it is also warm. In Guangxi, it is warm and humid.
Uh-huh.
But in March and November, it is fine. It is fine. In my opinion, it will be the best season for North American travelers to go there. And in terms of the television program, it is also my duty to help you to do that.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
Yes, I've met with quite a few groups of television medias, or both from Europe and from South East Asia. And Guangxi is a nice place to do television television, and other programs. And we will try to facilitate your visiting Guangxi and your filming Guangxi. Okay?
That's very gracious.
So if you can make your traveling plan next March or next November, that'll be fine.
Okay, I'll get to work on that. Would you like to add something from your coastal perspective?
Just from my side, right, I think if you want to have a video about China's culture, right, maybe I think the best season is just for different festivals. You know, in China, we have lots of festivals. And I think the most important one, just like Christmas, you know,
Yeah.
is Spring Festival. And this festival comes in January or February. So if you want to know more about China, customs, cultures, and Spring Festival, maybe is one of the choices. That's right.
Yeah.
And Spring Festival in February or January or February. And if you want to know more about Guangxi, about education in Guangxi, and try to avoid vacation season, right?
Right.
Just
Yeah.
like, and also, this is very important. Just in summer, we have summer vacation of maybe from July, right? July to August. August. Try to avoid this too.
Yeah. So right now,
Yeah.
Just right now,
youth will be
right.
on vacation.
But winter vacation no problem because and the students will spend Spring Festival, so this is a good season.
Okay.
And about natural beauty, different seasons have different maybe we can say right different ideas about this, right? Just in winter, Guangxi is also a big province.
Yeah.
Each place maybe has its own features. So anytime will do, I think.
Yeah. I think the best thing would just to go over there and spend the
Best.
whole year
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get the whole sensibility about it.
What did I tell you? He's finally right. Beihai, all time.
All the time, right? But Beihai, just for my city, the best season is in autumn, right?
Yeah.
From September to November, the best season. Seafood is very, very nice and great, delicious, right? And everything is good.
Well, you're saying all the right things, of course. You're making this sound like a
So
wonderful
for this
adventure.
purpose, I hope that you will stay in Guangxi for 1 year, right?
Yeah. Well, that's a stretch, but it's a good idea. Something to look forward to. And speaking not for myself necessarily, but looking down the road, I can envision students, the student exchange that you talked about earlier, that would facilitate, year-long exchanges so that students from Guangxi and students from Montana can experience the multi-season reality in both places as well. So it's not just restricted to a particular season, time of year.
Steve, you're right. I think you can help to promote the both summer camp or winter camp. Yeah, quite a few principals and presidents in Guangxi told me that students at all levels, both college students and middle school students, they would like to organize a summer camp to Montana in summer to experience your clean air and trees and river boating here, and in winter just skiing and skating, and get closer, get friends to your community, to their counterparts here. And also, we welcome you to organize the same groups to Guangxi, and we will help you to finalize your plan, both for your media and your students. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks again. And as you speak again, I'm thinking specifically about facilities in Montana that would be well suited for summer camps. They have their science training, on lakes and in the forests. We have all the infrastructure. We just have to organize a project.
It's just great.
Yeah. I only have one final question for you. It's very general. It's not so much about Guangxi and Montana. It's more general about the United States and China. So the question goes as follows. In general, are you optimistic about the future of U.S.-China relationships? And do you think Montana and Guangxi can contribute in some small way to ongoing improvements in the bilateral and regional relationship? So big picture question.
Yes, quite. Yes. I think both Mr. Lan and I are quite optimistic about the U.S., Sino-U.S. bilateral relations. In my opinion, these years, both peoples have realized that a very healthy and friendly Sino-U.S. relations is important to both peoples and to the region, Asia Pacific, and to the world. Yeah, the whole world needs a good Sino-U.S. relations. But to strengthen our relations, I think people-to-people friendship is very important. The exchanges and cooperations between institutions, colleges, communities, peoples can enhance the mutual understanding and friendship. So in this sense, our sister relations is very important, both to our people and to Sino-U.S. relations. Don't you think so?
I agree with some.
Yeah, and of course, I agree with you too, for what it's worth. I should say I'm also representing another organization besides Helena Civic Television and TV Montana. I'm on the board of directors for a small nonprofit organization called World Montana. And our mission is basically to promote and cultivate citizen diplomacy, the people-to-people relationship.
Yeah, you are doing a great job.
Well, thank you. And it's very exciting. It's always hopeful. And I'll end with this. So much of what we hear and think we know about China is a product of the commercial media that we all pay attention to. And by and large, the focus of our national and commercial media is on areas of competition and conflict or potential conflict. So it's hardly ever really good news. And so what we love about these sister state relationships, especially with Guangxi at this time of history, is we can develop these people-to-people relationships and sort of set these problem areas to the side. People will be working on them. We can be assured of that, both sides. But in the meantime, we can work together and get to know each other and do all kinds of productive things for our mutual benefit. So that's my way of saying thank you so much again for visiting with me here today in the Capitol. I know you have a very tight schedule, and we're glad that you've carved this time out for this. We hope to see you again soon, and I hope to see you again soon in your country. So I hope the rest of your time in Montana is joyful. You're going to be out there in the clean air and the warm sun, so I'm envious of that.
Thank
and
you.
If there's anything else you would like to say in conclusion, this is your opportunity.
Thank you very much for your very special, very unique arrangement of this interview. And my colleagues and I appreciate your hospitality very much. You have a great community, and you're doing a great job. Please email us when you finalize your traveling initiative, and we will try to help you to facilitate your Guangxi videoing and filming, okay? And I think after when we go back home, we will encourage your counterparts in Guangxi to come to Montana to do the same thing, to get people know better, okay? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll call that a wrap.
Why not?
Next year.